right, so this is the Allen and Heath, I guess Mix Wizard 3. Got this yesterday. We've been having some serious weird issues with latency with tracking guitars, and we hunted down a few things, and then really this was the thing. Basically what it is I've got 6 mics in the room here, which I don't use all 6 usually. There's 2 on this cab. There's like a 57 and a Heil. And then inside of this cab has a 412 Mesa with 2 greenbacks and 2 vintage 30s, and everyone has a mic on it. 57 and a 421 on greenback, and a 201 and a 421 on vintage 30s. And then this is also greenback vintage 30s. They're similar cabs. This is a traditional, this is the oversized. Anyway, so it gives me a lot of options when I'm working. I can just use greenbacks. I can just use vintage 30s. I can use 1 mic. I can use 2 mics. I can use whatever I want. I can use all 6 mics. I can blend the vintage 30s and the greenbacks. So all 6 of these mics were coming into Pro Tools, coming out of the mic pre's, coming into Pro Tools, and coming in through auxes. And then I was busing them to single tracks, because I can't, track 3, 4, 5 guitar tracks for each track. It's just crazy. But it was just, the latency was getting worse, and it also depended on, like, some of these pop records have big track counts, and they have automation and software synths and samples and drum loop. It was just a mess. So after months of kind of dealing with this, and I just, yesterday was the last day. I couldn't take it anymore. So I thought, we just need a little mixer. So I have a little, like, $50 cheapy little line mixer, and I did it, and it worked. So I found this used on Facebook group, and that's it. So, and it works. So I've got these first 4 are the 4 mics on the cab that's in the tent, and then 1 and 2 are the 1 and 2 mics on the cab that's out. So these 4 are for the traditional cab. 2 are greenbacks, 2 are vintage 30s. This is the oversized 1 greenback, 1 vintage 30. And then what I did was I took these 3 and I panned them left. I took these 2, I panned them right. And there's cab 1, and there's cab 2. And you go like that, you get all kinds of great sounds. And this board sounds nice. And me and Jake worked on it last night and cleaned it up. It was a little filthy and, blew out all the schmutz. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do a little video now, but I wanted to show you and kind of go over what this was. So that's the setup. The other thing too, which I'll probably talk about in the video, is that I've been using the symphonies for guitars, and now I'm using the Burl. The Burl, it's just crazy. Crazy good, Ming. This is gonna be such a cool video, man. Like I said in the little trailer video that I just shot with my phone, showing you the mixer, latency has been the problem here. So there was just no way around it. So we picked up one of those little Allen and Heath Mix Wizard 3s. It's perfect. So now we've got let's see how this works. Hold on. I don't know what I'm doing. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, yeah, so I could mult them ahead of time. Here's 1 and 2, so you'll see it right here. So this 1 here, I'll make this large so you can see it. You'll see what's about to go down. Yeah, and I pulled in stems from my song that I always use. 1 is Uber, 2 is Modded Marshall, and I've got a little decimator gate on, and it'll crack a little bit of OCD. let's see what we got. So these are, there's 6 mics total, 4 in one cab, 2 in the other. There's 4 on the Ubershaw and 2 on the Marshall, and it's a blend of 57s and vintage 30s, and greenbacks and vintage 30s, and then like 57s and 421s, and there's Heils and biodynamics, and they're all going through Neves and Afexes, and so, and it's all coming into the board, which the board gain is on 0. So let's just see what happens. Uber. Marshall. Now I'm just going to turn them up and just blend them later. This is just all the mics up. No rocket science yet. Just simple. I just want to check polarity. All 6 of the mics are perfectly phased. Now we want to see if they're all going up and down at the same thing. Ah! That's a lot going on in that amp right there. You cut that out, man. Yeah, perfect. Look at that. That's an 88.2, baby. All right, man. So the latency has just been insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane. Got no brain. Let me see how loud this is and where I'm at. Let's see. Attain some mojo now. We must attain mojo. It's impossible to sit and play. So, now, and that's Uber and Marshall at the same volume. I wouldn't really run them that way because like more Uber on this one. Yeah, that's some noise in there though. You just gotta cut it out, baby. You gotta cut it out. Let's tuck these in a little bit. You know what we'll do? We'll bring that Marshall down just a little bit. More like that. That's kind of more my vibe, baby. We're gonna pan what I just tracked to the left. I'm gonna pan what I'm about to track to the right. Man. Yeah, buddy. No, I don't think I'm clipping. I mean, it's showing clip. Well, let's hit this and we'll listen, because I've got the gain on 0 on the Allen and Heath, but there is a pad. But I did like the pad out. Like I didn't like it in, and also now I'm going through the burls. I did most of my testing through. Well, yeah, let's just try. More music, less talk, Lugo. All right, now let's take a gander. Shut up, shutting up. Oh! That song still makes me happy. After all these years. Let's get rid of this. Let's group these real quick just so we can easily navigate life on Earth. Whoa. See what happens. We're getting clipping. Okay, this is what we're doing, man. You guys know how I roll my videos, man. This stuff is transparent, kids. We're learning together. All right, so that's no bueno. Let's take and let's start back here on this first track. Let's just center pan these. See, that's the Uber track. The Uber is just so loud. The Uber could... Oh, wait. Yeah, Uber's in one, right? Yeah. It could be just too hot at the preamp, too. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, man. It's all right. We're like a matter of minutes away from getting to the bottom of this. Yeah, because that was definitely Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Wuzzy Fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy. I've also got a little of the... let's center pan this. The fader cleaner doesn't matter where it's at. It's clipping over here, so I'm gonna probably really have to do the pads. Unfortunately, I liked it without the pad. Yeah, now it's better. Now the lights are just. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Daddy.
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Daddy.
Yeah.
You know how when you load up your computer, it shows black instead of white?
Oh, when I boot it up.
Yeah. How'd you do that?
Well, I have a different operating system in mind. Yeah. We're making a movie. We were. What do you think of this? Listen to this. You ready? There. Maybe not as crazy sounding, but it is cleaner, and that's with the master opened.
Dad, I thought you said when you make like videos.
Well, that's if I'm using the zoom camera, but we're just doing that. So that's how we're gonna have to do it. That's gonna be better. So it's just gonna be, I'm just gonna keep the pads in on the 6. It's just gonna be the way, because that, I was reading a little bit in the manual last night. I think that's what flips it to line level, which in theory is what I need, because I've already got, these mics are going into like Neve Pre's, and then they're going into this board. So here we go. Let's get a little level going on. Let's do this. Let's do this. It's amazing. It's so in. I always do this in pre-fader metering, right? Because I want to see what I'm really hitting. Because, you know, whatever. You get it. It's like testing for drums and guitars, I'm always in pre-fader. So G1, which is highlighted, is Das Überschall. G2 is a Cameron modded 800. All I've got on is a little OCD. And that noise is the Überschall. It's the plate voltage on it. They just make a little bit more noise, but you clean it up, but they sound awesome. Weird, I'm so excited. Now my pocket's all over the place. Relax. baby. In Time Guitars. Oh my God. Sorry about that. I was too busy trying to be cool. Man, come on. Can I get a hallelujah? Sorry about that. Okay, let's see what we got here. Whew. Look at that. Woo. And again, that's even. That's Marshall and that's Marshall and wait, 5.8. Oh, wait, there we go. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh yeah, wow. All the things I miss in life, vision is one of them. Marshall is the odd one. So 1 and 3 here are Uberschall. 2 and 4 are Marshall. Yeah, it sounds nice. I mean, now it's like, now I hear it, it's like I would probably, I mean, it's not exactly EQ'd the way I want, but the board itself is flat. It's also nice to hear my burls again. Man. I'm going to play you something. Oh, hey, there's the video. Okay. What was it yesterday that I was messing with? I can't play. It's a song. So I can only play a second of it because we're in the middle. But listen to these guitars. This is how much latency I was getting yesterday. And the thing is, it seems like it changes every dang day in different sessions and sample rates and whatever is on there, if there's more software synths. But what I was doing all weekend when I had Beshed here from LA, I would track and I would then nudge everything back or ahead. Well, I was late. Yeah, I would move everything ahead. And I would have to literally block out how, like, I was playing and it was so out of time. So here is my little experiment last night with the mixer. So this is in time. Sounds beautiful in time. Okay, and then here is earlier yesterday with the latency. Whoa, dude, I had a middle school band and we sounded better than that. Anyway, yeah. Let's listen to that one more time. Let's put the click on. Let's go against the click. Let's get the click, man. The scale tells the tale. The click tells the truth, baby. It's kind of unnerving, isn't it? I did that just because I love you guys, man. Anyway, there it is. So we're analog summing now. And, I thought, hold on. Let's... That song, I sit right behind the pocket. I'm dragging. I'm laying that back anyway. Oh man, that sounds so good. All right. Anyway, so when I was looking online, different, like the Yamaha and the Mackie on like, Sweetwater and then I said, let me look on at Craigslist, and I saw a Mackie and a Yamaha. Both were nice. I was kind of leaning towards the Yamaha. The Mackies are cool. Like I don't need anything. Like it just needs to. If it's just transparent, great, right? Because I got Neves and I got I'm sending it what it needs. But then I said, oh, let me look on Facebook Market, and I popped it up, and it was there, and it was cheap, man. I was like, oh my god, because I used to have an Allen and Heath board. Like these are good. Like I'm like, oh my god, wait a second. But it's big. It's like 16 by 2, and it's got tons of it's got everything, effects, bells and whistles. Like it looks like 8 auxes, and it's got like 7. It's got like a 4-band EQ with like sweepable mids. I mean, you could do some damage with it. Maybe not in a good way, but I thought, well, that's more than I really need. But I went, I got it, and I pick it up, and I meet this dude in the parking lot. It seemed like a scandal. No, it didn't. He was cool. He was a college kid. He was at Belmont at their bookstore. So it doesn't have a cable, and he pulls it out. I'm like, this thing works, and he's like, yeah, I think it does. I'm like, what do you mean you think it does? You told me on the phone it does. Like, well, I'm selling it for my friend, and he doesn't have a cable to start it, but he said that the last time he used it, it worked. And I looked at it, and it was dirty. I mean, it looked like it was like it spent like 3 years, at like, a bar. It's a live board. I mean, it's a, yeah. And I looked at it, and I'm like, I said, all right, I'm going to give you my $200. You're going to give me that board. If I go home and this thing doesn't start up, you better answer your phone. He was just a kid. I mean, he would have, if I was him, I would have answered the phone if I was calling. But fired it up, and it worked. And me and Jake cleaned it last night with toothbrushes and, contact cleaner. And I got, the lighter fluid and Windex. And we got, duster and contact cleaner inside of all the connectors. And it looks nice now. Pulled all the tape off. It was definitely like a live board because it had like monitors, all these like little labels for sends. And I pulled everything off, cleaned it, and then put my little tape marks for what I'm doing. But, I also run, like I've been taking piano lessons here, so I run, there's a lot of things I can do with it. I run like my piano through my laptop to do playground sounds, or playground sessions. It's a piano lesson. So now I had a little board over there. I got rid of that. I'm like, well, I could sell that for $50, and now I can just use this. So, I'll get use of it. I mean, the preamps are nice. I mean, it's 16 preamps. I mean, you can make a record with this thing. It's like if you use an Allen and Heath board and it doesn't sound good, it's not the board. Those are good boards. So there it is. So more stuff, but we're analog summing, and it is tight. like, and subscribe. Or don't. You don't have to. You're not obligated.